So you have a Victorinox Swisstool and you want to carry it, but you can't because UK law prohibits it. Well, actually, you've got a couple of options how to disable that lock. One option would be to use something like a Dremel tool to cut off the lock, but you don't like the idea of damaging your multi-tool, especially as these are kind of expensive, about £100 each. Certainly that's what I paid for mine. Well, you've actually got a few other options other than just not carrying it or cutting the lock off. This one, I've glued the lock shut, and that works if you use something like super glue or epoxy resin. That's fine, although it does leave that horrible mess on the lock. And to be honest, I don't really like that method anyway. What if I was to tell you there's a better way of doing it? Let's have a look at these two. Have a look at the knife. Now the rest of the tools, it doesn't really matter if they lock or not. It's the knife you really have to be worried about. So here's my Swisstool Spirit. You can see there the blade's open, and I'm not touching the lock. Nothing wrong with that, is there? You can see that I've not cut anything off, ground it, glued it, drilled it, sanded it, whatever. I've not done really anything to it. Still in brand new condition. Same with my other Swisstool here. But again, it's not locking. And this works with all of the Swistools. So what's the secret here? Nothing really stands out. Some of you may notice what I've done. Have a close look in there. Do you see it? Just looks a bit dirty by the locks, doesn't it? Have a look right here. Do you see that? That's just a little piece of leather that I've shoved through the hole. Same with this one. Right here. All the way through. That's really all you need to do. Now, it doesn't have to be a thin piece of leather. It could be anything that you could fit in there. Although I found that metal doesn't really work too well. So you might have to experiment. So far, I've used leather, a piece of leather lace to do this. I've also used copper wire from a cable. And my latest method is a cable tie. That's it. I've just cut a piece of plastic from the cable tie, and I'll use this little piece of plastic here as a demonstration. So I'll move my Swisstool Spirit out of the way. Now you can see here that the file still locks. The scissors, if I can get a hold of them, also still locks. All the tools here still lock. Now, if I just close everything up, pull back the lock, you can see the hole there. Now you can see that piece of plastic sticking out. That's holding the lock open. Scissors. You can see are now non-locking. Now obviously you don't want to walk around like that because that's an eyesore. But also that will get you in legal trouble because you could, well, it's kind of stuck, but yeah, see, you can easily remove that. So really what you want to do is push it so it's all the way through, contacting the metal on both sides. It helps if you understand what the lock's doing. So open up all the tools and just sort of have a look, and it'll sort of help you understand what's going on in there. So you will be able to see the piece of leather or piece of plastic in there, underneath all those tools, and this is completely reversible. You will need something else to poke it out or pull it out, you know, another pair of pliers or something to undo this. That piece of leather I've had in there for years. I mean, I can't grab that with my nail. I'll have to use another pair of pliers to get that out of there. And if for whatever reason the police stopped you, you could just, you know, they wondered why you have it. Well, it's non-locking. Because it is non-locking. Policeman's probably not going to notice that. And even if he does, he's going to have a hard job getting that out there. So this is now technically non-locking, but you can easily reverse it. But of course, if you're not comfortable with this mod, like I said, you could just cut it off with a Dremel, which is something I will most definitely not be doing. I actually made that mistake of butchering one of my multi-tools previously. Here's my Leatherman Super Tool 300. This is non-locking because I disassembled the multi-tool and I filed it right here. So it's now non-locking. This is now a slip joint. This can now be legally carried without worry. Yet the other tools still lock. Now you could of course do this on the Victorinox Swistools. Problem is that's pinned, so you'd have to drill it out. But of course if you wanted to, that's just another option. I will not do that. I wish I didn't do that to my super tool, but still that's an option. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I hope you found this useful, and if you decide to do this, do let me know. If you've already done this, please do let me know. And if you've got a better way of doing it, or a different way of doing it, still let me know. And I'm sure if you think I'm an idiot, I trust you'll let me know. Well, anyway, that's all. Thank you for watching, and hope you found this useful.